welcome Free Enterprise to another Adamant Cup group race seed in the Ninja Shirt division. Today, it's a race between Kyrios and moonblazewolf. So just to quickly go over the Restream team: Alchemy on Restream, Dishmu on tracking, and Night Dew with co-commentator with some more information about this race.
Hey, how we doing tonight? Yeah, as we were saying, this is the top tiebreaker here of the Ninja Shirt group here. So we do have Kyrios and moonblazewolf here, both of them going 5-1 there, and both of them in the top. We actually have 2 4 and 2s inside Marshall and Arusa. They will be playing later tonight, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern. This match here, the 5-1s, this is not an elimination match here. Both of our runners are playing, and the winner of this will get the top seed and go straight on to brackets. The other one will still have another chance here, and we'll play the winner of the side Marshall Arusa game there. So again, no threat of elimination just yet, but something you definitely do want to pick up here, and just you do want to pick up and not have to, possibly brave that elimination match there. But we got a couple of objectives here. We got starting Palom, Sealed Cave, Giant. You'd love to see Giant there. Forge. We'll count up our key items necessary here in just a little bit here.
Yeah, I have some fun favorites in say Baron Castle, Basement Throne. The surprise. Do you want to do that all on your Baron check if the Baron key comes early? But there's a lot of XP on the table. I mean, when you have to do Giant and a Moon Dive with the Merzam altar, so we'll see how this pans out. With the Palom start, that should be good, but probably needs just one quick fight for Palom to get a level 2 elemental. Obviously, better having all level 2 elementals at level 13, and getting Quake Kid aligned at level 23 is where you want to be at with Quake Kid if you want Quake Kid around long enough for the seed.
Yeah, it kind of comes down to how much we find, who we find, as we are just about, we are actually starting right now here. We're going to see Palom walking down the stairs. We are going to be met with a Yang, 300 HP there, a Blue Robe, and a Zeus Rage to go along with another Zeus Rage of Stardust. So we do have quite a few of the J attacking items starting off in our inventory, but no real direction yet.
That just means that we're gonna make the trip to Troya for the key item from Edward, and then go from there. I mean, having no key item at the start, just means more overall checks just to find direction from a hook or magma key. Those key items being important for getting to the underground axis, which is very important.
Interesting that we see some immediate divergence here. Moonblaze is making the semi-popular, or getting more popular, Evelyn Castle play, seeing if he can find anything out of there. Kyrios is going straight to Bedward, and that item, immediate ninja shirt, that's good money, or, possible ninja here, as Kyrios is going to find our Bedward item here, and it is going to be a Baron key. Well, that's an objective eventually there, but interesting where you go there. Moonblazewolf does find the first of the 3 trap chests in Eblin, the Failed Sail and Skulls, and Kyrios is headed to the public treasury.
It's interesting kind of divergence. Eblin, even if you're not getting the trap treasure chest immediately, has a higher tier loot available. Loot, but there's still some value in looting places that don't have trap chests. So that's not, since it's T Wildish, so the loot can be good anywhere, but more it favors Eblin Castle more. But still, it can go up to tier 7 based on the flag set. So that is where a lot of the goodies are.
True. One of the things you do want to kind of look out for, especially with a team like this here, Kyrios finds a Thunderclaw, great for later, especially with that Yang in the party. Moonblazewolf found yet another Stardust item, and again, a couple Zeus Rages, couple Stardust in the pocket immediately here. And not a bad thing to get you through a couple early fights there. Oh, hi, that's a Stardust Rod, as Moonblazewolf just found an Evelyn. Strap that to a Quick Kid and let him get moving too.
Yeah, Stardust has a decent amount of spell power. The rod, I don't remember the multiplier, but should be enough to take care of even the Black Cat more often than not. So that's if, of course, probably too risky at this point. But when you're ready to go dive fully clear out by defeating the trap chests, Stardust Rod really helpful for early game. Looks like Kyrios is going for the antline dive. Not it's just an interesting decision. Probably needs just one quick XP for Palom to be more useful, to be more productive.
Interesting that Blaze did find a glass hat to go along with that Stardust Rod here. Is queuing up, did put the glass hat on that Palom here, is going to throw 2 Stardust. Hope we don't get a low roll. Oh, we did get a low roll on one of those Black Cats there, and Bluster did hit Palom. That's terrible luck there. So, unfortunately, did get what he wanted to see there. Unfortunately, just did not get the combat results he wanted there.
I mean, it's a risk reward that you're hoping the gamble pays off, and it just doesn't. It's not the end. It's definitely not the end. There's just time spent. You still have some knowledge of the items you do want to pick up and go pick them up. I mean, it was a Lamia chest and makes sense. You just have to hope the damage rolls your way, and it just didn't. So it's not the end. Not the end. There's plenty of time to in this seed.
Yeah, and actually that Stardust Rod is going to pay off quite a bit here, despite just the comment on command there. The 15 wisdom there on that is, it's easily the best stat stick for your Black Mage. That might keep Palom around quite a bit. Meanwhile, a absolutely free fight here in the Antline Cave as we just get Officer Soldier, and Kyrios says, I want to get this over with as quickly as possible, tosses Zeus Rage, says, we don't even, we're not being frugal, we're moving fast.
Yeah, that's I think the difference when moonblazewolf probably checks Antline Cave, probably might be able to take down the officer for some extra XP. But you just want to get it done quick. That's fine too. It's not. Usually you want to farm some extra XP, and we get a rat tail. So to see for another key item, but we still require the hook for that. So not quite useful at the moment, but at least kind of keep it back in the mind, to turn it in whenever possible.
Yep. Moonblaze also found a life staff somewhere in there. Does pick up a mute dagger. Really good if you find an edge or another caster there. It does have some magic bonuses on there, and again, quad damage against mage types even better. A pretty good investment usually.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a Lilith rod or change rod for Black Mage. Though I think Tella or Fu can't take advantage of it, but Rydia can also take advantage of it at least. So it's not. But the bit greater value is when you're trying to look for when you get an edge, mute knife, instant offense, better than a lot of the starting weapons that edge can possibly get from the Sea Nikki flag.
No, just seeing that Yang did start with a Charm Claw there. Unfortunate. What isn't unfortunate is the fact that we see another free fight up here on Hobbs and a free ninja.
Love the free ninja. I mean, just willed it into existence, right? We talk about a mute knight, and here's the guy we want that mute knife on. And not quite enough damage, though.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, actually, a fight that mute knife will trivialize here. I would imagine that ninja or that mute knife is going straight onto edge, and he's gonna throw a Stardust, sure, but these guards are technically mage type enemies, and hitting them with a hitting them with the mute knife is quad damage there.
Yeah, when you take advantage of racial weaknesses, you basically multiply the attack power of the user by 4, and that's a lot when you consider something like the sword of choice, the crystal sword on undead, 200 attack power, quad damage, quad multiplier, so it becomes 800, and 800 attack power pretty much overwrites pretty much anything in its way.
Yep, Nadota pointing something out in chat that we've seen 2 free boss fights with a possible third. Also, heroin in the Damsien basement. That's interesting should anybody who can equip that pop up. But again, free bosses just kind of dropping off the wayside. And oh wow, free mute knife in the bottom of Damsien. That Damsien treasury was actually kind of loaded with a black belt key, mute knife, and heroin robe.
Yeah, there's a lot of decent mid-tier equipment that can be useful. I mean, especially with T-Wild Edition, just having it available. I mean, you don't have to buy it, but also there's some lots of usability. Black belt being, it's kind of a middling piece of equipment, but can be usable on anyone at any time. There's no, except for like Dark Knight Cecil. It has staying value until you have something better.
Meanwhile, you have 66,000 GP here. The Ninja Sword can be yours, courtesy of Baron Castle, or Baron Weapon Shop there, excuse me. But yeah, sold the Ninja Shirt. Interesting. I don't know if I would sell the Ninja Shirt immediately, but that is already gone. Blaze wanted that. Again, Mute Knife, Ninja, or Mute Dagger. Very good starting. We got a Sid and the Sorcerer Robe in there. And a place you really don't mind seeing CPU, honestly.
Yeah, when the CPU usually pretty tanky, but with low HP, not as annoying as usual. Having CPU at most high HP spots, it just means more time to wait around for the CPU to just do its thing, which is be a nuisance for the most part. So having this is a fortunate, there are spots where you want the worst bosses in, and this is one of them. So not certainly fortunate. Although having a lot of the boss spots filled up with kind of easier bosses will mean that a lot of more difficult bosses will take up more difficult spots. So. Hey.
Speaking of usually difficult bosses, here's an evil wall in a place you love to see it, because hey, there's really only about 4,000 hit points worth here. That said, it is going to punch a little hard here.
It's a little bit slower, at least. I mean, the thing about evil wall, at least in vanilla, is it being speedy, making it a lot more threatening. But given the spot when you have edge as your anchor at the moment. Helps a lot, as you get a lot of free turns over the evil wall, at least with edge. Palame, whatever. Just as long as edge is still up, you're fine.
Yeah, that glass hat that Blaze found in Evelyn will pay off here. I'm pretty sure edge should get enough swings, even on Kyrios. Wow, that's 618 there. Does need to kind of hold A and kind of just pray here. But yeah, that glass hat, that edge took about half that there on Blaze's side, but it does look like both walls are going to go down. We have a hook, we can turn in that rat tail. We have a Sid, who's just kind of more a little bit of an anchor here. But again, both walls down. We have our underground access. We have access to turning in that rat tail. We have Baron, we have a full defense, we have Ordeals. If I had to ask you, which one would you pick first right now?
I would just try to. I can't remember the question. I think having the hook, probably. I'm thinking of just doing the Baron check immediately after, because it's not like the difficulty doesn't scale too badly, and you can check the hook character after. I mean, you're here. You might as well finish that. Now maybe you don't want to do the Baron basement, because that's a little bit. That could be trickier, as that spot is pretty quick, and you'll have to do a lot more DPS. And this team doesn't have enough DPS to take whatever's in the Odin spot.
It kind of depends on what is down there. Kyrios actually had enough to pawn off to get 2 ninja swords, which is better than 1 right now. But did sell off quite a lot to get there. Here we're gonna loot the bottom here. Got a Leviathan orb to go along with a silent stick. Depending on if you may take a ready here right now, that's probably one of the best things you can actually find. in terms of taking her there if you wish to, but right now we're just apparently both agree with your plan here and are heading straight through the Barren Waterway, which means we are going to get an ID on that blue robe real fast. Are we going to see a water hag, or are we all going to rise for Senator Crocodile?
I think the Senator Crocodile meme will raise its head. I mean, who doesn't want to meet Senator Crocodile? It's good place as any. Earlier you think we're talking about selling off the ninja robe, and I'm not I think I usually, for me, I don't even go out of my way to like buying it. If I find it, I'll put it on the edge, call it a day. But but if you want instant offense, and ninja is kind of like the best thing you can buy right off the bat, especially with the Baron key I think it's worth the trade off. You just want the offense, and here, there he is, Senator Crocodile.
All rise, Senator Crocodile is now on the premises.
Yeah, so alt gauntlet here, not too bad. I don't think it's that much different from the one in the Kanazo spot, which is just after this. So, but either way, Edge can clear most of it by himself. Palom can contribute. Doesn't really matter. Probably try to. I'm not sure we get enough experience to get Palom to Virus. It's at level 19. So, but Edge would be by himself, can probably take care of most of them. I think the only difficult monster of the set probably might be like the Aqua Worms, which have a lot more HP than the average monster that's in this section.
Yeah, big thing though, moonblazewolf still does have that Stardust Rod, and that Stardust Rod will probably one-shot about anything in this alt gauntlet here. So, again, neither group really in danger of dying here, but yeah, they're gonna have a little bit of an easier time with it. You get tons of J items to toss too, so
even if you don't have to toss them, you can sell them off for money, which like Stardust Rods, that kind of eliminates a lot of your J item necessities. I mean, you still probably want Zeus Rages or Thor Rages just for Kanazo whenever Kanazo shows up. But otherwise, it's kind of a time saver having J items at any point. You might as well use it now.
Yeah, especially in the early game before they fall off here. Really, about the only places you kind of want them for anymore are like the Fable Defense, Mount Ordeals. After that, they kind of start to fall off in terms of value there when places start coming up with, like 8,000 hit points, say like in Dwarf Castle 1. Your 700 damage on your J item doesn't matter nearly as much there.
Yeah. I mean, there are some, and with some bosses having a wall or something like that, you probably don't want to keep them. You don't want inventory boss to rear its ugly head at any point. So you want to use it now, or inventory boss might just show up.
Anyway, that's the alt gauntlet down for moonblazewolf, and I believe he may be headed up to the free rest point up in the tower, if I had to guess, or maybe taking a save, or both, actually, here. Yeah, actually turning around, taking a save, and I will say, through a lot of racing here, the big thing is, this is actually a really good idea here, just because of some of the things that you can run into inside Barren Castle here. The thing you really don't want to see on the throne here, and somebody says something about, hey, maybe they should have picked up some Drain Spears to throw. Well, if that's Valvolus on the throne, they really wish they had some Drain Spears right now. Yeah,
was that in the shop? I think the other thing you want to avoid is surprise Blarg, because you probably haven't hit your battle speed set to Wyvern standard time, battle speed 6. So it's not a bad choice to save. I mean, this is a pretty early game where that spot can be pretty tricky. Val is certainly at the top of the list. There may be other ones, but the ones the safety save makes a lot of sense when done. And I see a Lunar Sparkle. So
has Blarg been spoken into existence here?
Oh, no,
it's
It's the slow dragon. That's what it is.
I will point out that Kyrios did loot those 3 treasure chests to see on the screen after the first boss there, did pull a curse ring. That's possibly one of the biggest pieces of loot that's been hit in this seed right now. That thing, in terms of just agility management, cannot be understated on how good it is.
Yeah, having a curse ring, really, it increases your flexibility. I mean, you can put a curse ring on Quakekid, and you can still bluff out of the penalties from it, and allow you to have additional offense on top of what you usually have your anchor just taking naps. They can still be productive. So the curse ring this early, we haven't found a Tela yet. Could still be. We can probably you still keep Sid as our anchor, but having Palom as the anchor, not the worst thing. It's still a very viable option.
Allows, like, if we were to find Fusoya here, he would do that as well here. That's a Rosa. I mean, I would absolutely take that Rosa here over probably Sid. Yeah. White Mage acquired.
I mean, it's either between Sid or Yang. Sid probably, because we have at least for Moonblaze. No, for Kyrios has the curse ring. Moonblaze probably thinking we'll find a different character. Find a different character to be the anchor. Ideally, Tela. So right now, we'll see. I don't just missed what Kyrios did with the Rosa. I'm sure.
Both of them dropped Sid. Yes, both of them dropped Sid for Rosa there.
Yeah. Oh, the heron robe. Would have been nice. You want ideally, even though sometimes you're thinking you might be thinking heron robe not necessary. A lot of seeds where you want your white mage to kind of live a little bit longer, kind of converting them to a utility mage with some punch is usually a good decision, as your healing can still be supplemented by Cure 2 and possibly Cure 3 potions when they're available.
Yeah, meanwhile, Blaze scouting at that package, finding a Porom, saying no thanks, but hey, there's bandanas in the shop, we'll take some of those.
Yeah, I'm not big on bandanas. I'm more of a headband guy because because I like resistance to charm, but both of them. But given having additional 5 points of strength is probably why you'd want to get them. Always pretty actually of the things that can increase your the armors increase your stats by 5. The helmet spot actually the cheapest of them. And probably worth spending a little money if you're thinking. And hey, we have moon access.
This is interesting. We have character checks. Still, we have the Hook character, which nobody has spotted. We now have the darkness crystals pointing to the moon now. We have not seen hide nor hair of Cecil or Fusoya. And both of which would immediately tell me, especially with this edge with the glass hat and good weapons, say, hey, I can just go clean out Evelyn Castle right now. And Kyrios is actually making the play to mount Ordeals right now. Doesn't have immediate benefit unless there's a gated key item there. But again, is going to turn Cecil into a paladin. Is going to get Tela's full spell list. Is going to get 3 more bosses for Fusoya. So not entirely. I mean, it's a play for the future here, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're in this flag set. I mean, there is still an incentive with restricted characters being Fu and Cecil, that having trying to get them online as quickly as possible without having to make this extra trip isn't the worst idea. It has some merit. I mean, in the key item check, I mean, if some vanilla here, I mean, yeah, you want. Is this even? I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes.
This looks like the party that was here, right? Right? Okay, maybe not, but anyway, yeah, Kyrios going to Ordeals. Moonblade is going to pick up that hook, probably going to turn in that rat tail, and then and then at this point, it's still a little bit wide open. I see both of them really are kind of fading football here. Don't want to take multiple passes into there. even if excuse me, if the potentiality of like a magma key could be there. So again, it's one of those things where I do like to kind of exhaust most blue planet checks. The issue is I don't really like it right now, given what they have. But I mean, there are potential cheeky moon plays out there right now.
I love a moon play, but I think in this flag set, you probably want to hold off on any any sort of desires. Just if at least from running enough of these seeds, that you're probably going to have at least one important check outside of the required objective, but have like one probably at most reasonably one key item that is required on the moon. So I don't think doing the easier checks. Let's see some free boss at the pack attack spot. So yeah, I'm thinking that at least there's probably one more character change, and I'm kind of surprised well, maybe not. I mean, it's kind of time consuming if the character they're looking for is not like on the moon or on the hook route, and the hook route is not required for the the hook route is required. I'm saying the hook route isn't immediately required if we find the magma key. So, I guess kind of deferring a little bit on the character checks.
So a little surprised to see both of our runners actually just hit Mount Ordeals here. Again, with none of the characters necessary to actually make it, super worthwhile. Excuse me again. Wow, I got sleep, I promise. But again, the value can be here, but the value is not exactly here just yet, unless both of them are playing really defensively here. Saying, "Hey, I don't want to lose because I left a key item up on Ordeals."
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to forget. You don't want to fade a place and forget that you hadn't done it, and then come back later and it's like, wait, what key item check did I miss? So sometimes doing it all before doing something difficult. No important key item here, just a lunar staff. Not that interesting. So looks like Kyrios saying, let's go. Don't need it. I think that was Doll's at that spot. So not interested at all.
Actually, a little surprised. If I'm up here, I think I finish it off just in case I do find the Cecil here. But Kyrios is moving over to pick up the hovercraft and is at least going to show us part of what's going on here. But yeah, that's a very interesting fade, even though you're already through 2 out of 3 bosses there. So I get it, but let's kind of see how it goes here as moonblazewolf is going to also finish up this King Queen Evelyn. Yet another free boss off the board. The dolls in the room, not so bad. Coffins and Sirens, both in Evelyn Cave item shop. That's 2 very good heat. That's like an instant grind right there, provided you can get down to those eggs there.
Yeah, it depends on what the boss is, and we don't know yet. We'll find out soon enough. But having the Coffins and Sirens, solid grind opportunities. At least tools for your grind and for some of the free bosses. For sure. So there's definitely some worth in this. I look and not quite sure we're going to go with this party. I think this party needs a little more XP, at least on Rosa. Not considering Porum, but you still have to get Rosa online to some degree, or depending on what the boss is on the other end, that could be be some issues. Oh wow, a free Artemis bow. That's
paging Dr. Heroin Row. Where are you, Dr. Heroin Row? Oh wait, you've been sold. Artibo really kind of wants that Heroin Robe. Doesn't get it here, but Kyrios does find the double Staleman here, and unfortunately, they both just take out that edge immediately. This is an interesting fight to take, especially with Palom not really having a bunch of MP there, and does unfortunately take a reset as I am met by my other co-commentator. Hi, Kitty.
Yeah, it's probably one of those. Oops, didn't realize I didn't have enough MP. Sometimes, from the search for loot, you forget how much, what resources you actually have left, and Palom without any MP kind of sticks out. Yeah, it looks like maybe do a quick search of Castle Eblin to get Rosa some levels, and then Quake Kid online. I think that's looks to be the plan. Or saving. Oh, are we checking? Oh no, healing up to get Palom MP back. That's what it is.
Yep. Blaze is heading to the Fable defense here, so is going to check that here. Again, the big thing you want to find in Eblin Castle right now, obviously the adamant armor being first and foremost. If you find a holy sword at that point, you find a crystal sword, do you kind of just jet over to the moon and see if Cecil exists? Kyrios does get that ninja shirt there, as we only find a note rope there over in the Fable defense, and Edge has a Thunderclaw. Next.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about this wet noodle. I think the real note rope, that one is the one you'd actually want to be seeing at this spot. That being the Ogopogo being a lot more dangerous than Leviathan. Sand Ruby for another character check. I'm not sure. At this point, it feels like that no one wants to take a look at the free characters that are on the table. I mean, you have Darkness Crystal, you have Sand Ruby, and package we already know is a Porum, and then the Cave Eblin character check. All of which
Adamant armor. Just to head that off. Guess what we just found?
Hey, it's the name of the attorney too. I mean, who'd have thunk it? Adamant armors. Yes, worthwhile. Probably should stop looking for more loot. Your edge is totally online. 2 ninja swords, 2 ninja katanas plus adamant. You're pretty much good to go. Your seed is completed. Kind of, at least in terms of looting, you're good to go. Let's go beat whatever is at the hook route.
Kyrios does seem to agree with that. There is taking that adamant edge and is moving straight over that way here. We don't know who is at Sand Ruby yet, and I believe Blaze is headed that way right now to make that check for us here. Just pour them on the package for those who weren't here for that. So is going to head over here. Now, do remember Kyrios did fade the end of Ordeals, and well, there's our paladin. Right. And I would guess that is going to drive moonblazewolf over to Eblin Castle again, looking for a holy sword for that holy man right there.
Yeah, that definitely would be the goal. I mean, we'll need Yang as Yang at this point, kind of. You could probably do a little bit better with Cecil. Just find a decent sword, call it a day. So Yang requires levels to be more functional. It takes as they're adding weapons doesn't really have a direct increase to attack power. Levels is his attack power, and kind of not as exciting, especially with the looting that's being done. I mean, when you're doing looting, Yang doesn't benefit from more looting. It actually probably benefits from less looting.
And to answer your question, Mike, we got the adamant out of the Staleman and Skull Chest over in Eblin Castle. Kyrios has it. Moonblazewolf does not. Moonblaze is taking the hovercraft over to that region. Gonna see, just did pick up a Cecil. Yep, is turning over there. Moonblazewolf very likely to see that adamant armor here, as we also do see Rydia in the cave chatting with her future summon eventually.
Yeah, that's a free boss. I'm not sure how many star veils were given at the start, but whoever decides to live will probably get a star veil. And that's it's. But the bigger question is what is actually before the Rubicon spot boss. So that, because surprise DKC at that spot can put on a hurting, and free Hanzo Steel. Who not asked for that? yeah, that's certainly an improvement. Although that makes the kind of the second ninja sword by a little wasted. But at the time, you didn't think it wasn't. You can't assume that the Kanzo steel falls from the sky. It just doesn't do that.
I mean, we would like it, but you know.
So yeah, so moonblazewolf is doing pretty much everything. Kind of probably will stop at the same time Kyrios did. Look, Kyrios is probably doing this fight just for the XP for Rosa. Try to get her reasonably online, but probably not enough to say get like Cure 3, which, although for the boss battle not necessary, but like for future more difficult battles in the underground, trying to get Rosa to Cure 3 is pretty important.
Yeah, I actually see Blaze taking all three of these here. Just the chance of actually finding that crystal sword there. I mean, adamant armor huge right now, but does have that Cecil, and I would actually believe that would urge Blaze to possibly take more, but I believe it's proving. Oh wait, no, Blaze knows where all three of the monsters' chests are. Never mind. So yeah, it is just going into beeline those here real quick.
This is the left tower, so I just thought for a moment, was it the right, the passage was the right tower, but no, it's just the left tower. All those towers kind of look the same, but in Edge's world, all secret passages are always different in each location because, you know, reasons.
Thought we did at least.
Yeah, free longsword, but a ninja star for Kyrios' trap chest, which I mean, don't really need it now, but it's a pretty good dart. 80 attack power, and throw is very much level based, so it's the attack power of the item being thrown times Edge's current level with some randomized variation, which is not, it's whatever. And looks like Moonblaze shouldn't have a problem taking down this set. I think I'm looking for Quake Kid. There it is.
Yeah, just leaning on Quake here. Not a bad idea here, as Quake does deal with that encounter right quick here, and is going to be rewarded with an hourglass, which isn't terrible, but not what you're looking for here.
Got more important spell to be learned. Berserk. As you want your fights to be kind of relatively automated with your berserkers. Berserkers, let them do work. Don't have to think about it. So looks and Edge is gonna should be able to take on. I think Moonblaze might have picked up. Yeah, there's the mutant knife at work, paying off. It's just kind of one of those things. Mylon said at the King Queen Eblet spot shouldn't be too bad, but not a pushover. He's not gonna. And yes, not using Quake from Quake Kid because Mylon said is floating. If a monster is weak to arrows, as said by Pete, they cannot be quaked. Using virus is the correct point of action.
Or fire spells, given he's also weak to those as well, or curatives, or anything like that. Meanwhile, that's an Excalibur, so yeah, there was some pay dirt there. It wasn't a crystal sword, but it's the next best thing. So yeah, now we have Excalibur Avenger, or not Excalibur, but Excalibur Adamant Cecil to go along with that Yang there. So if you want to make that fight down there any freer, well, yeah, that will actually allow Moonblazewolf to catch up a little bit here. And actually, I'm a little bit surprised here with the power of that adamant, with the power of everything else, that not only, you know, I can see leaving the moon alone, but there is a spot in the Baron basement that's still outstanding that the power of an adamant ninja or an adamant paladin should be able to see their way through there. So interesting that both of them are leaving it alone.
I think for Kyrios, doesn't have the Cecil, so right now might not be enough power. I mean Edge could probably survive it on his own for the most part. I'm thinking you probably want to route that in when you're kind of doing the Land of Summon Monsters spots, both Queen spots, because they're about the same level of difficulty. So maybe that's probably when you're kind of ready to take them all. Certainly, they have enough power to do it by themselves, like Cecil from Moonblaze, Kyrios with Edge, but with the dual ninjas and the Adamant. I think it's Ninja and Merze. So it's kind of a probably, when you're ready to take them out, because you probably want all your characters to stick around for the XP. At least that's the usual plan. So that might be the thinking. You want more people to keep collecting XP as needed. I mean, there will be some bursts of XP like at Giant. So, but trying to defer a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the XP isn't so bad here. I mean, 25k-ish or 26k actually, isn't too bad. But the thing is here, right now, both of them have a pocket full of Sirens. Did watch them both buy that. And, I mean, any kind of XP deficiency can just be fixed by mashing a few eggs, which both of these runners right now are more than capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think the key item count is at 5, so they're kind of halfway there, although at this point, it might seem that ideally you want to have 10 key items for the double XP, so to make that egg grind a little more efficient, I think trying to get more value out of the Sirens is sometimes. So, you want to try to kind of try to collect as many key items, even if it's not related to the objective, just to make the grind a little bit quicker. As
kind of as a counterpoint to that here, given that we do have moon altars possibly, and we have one definitely necessary, but again, there's a giant piece of grind staring our runners in the face. It's otherwise known as the Giant of Babil here. We don't want to spend too much time on those eggs, maybe a couple just for like a quick power spike there. But yeah, anything past that really, again, a 10 key item, assuming you don't get any bosses that split the XP, and we've already seen dolls go by the wayside there, but again, a 10 key items on the Giant is a cool 500,000 XP. That's as much grind as you're ever really going to need, honestly.
Right. So, but I think the power spike probably would benefit Kyrios, as Kyrios still has his Yang, and Yang probably needs the power spike, although more likely just trying to find another character to replace Yang, that usually being an easier choice.
Yeah.
So, it's Val at Dwarf 1. Not a great spot, but Edge will probably take her on by himself. So should not be a problem. Might be a problem with the other characters, but as long as you just smash him quickly, the damage will be minimized. But Pelham not going to be useful for this fight.
Yeah, it does have Berserk. We'll just Berserk up that edge there, and really, that's about the only one that can hurt Val right there. I mean, yeah, Yang can get in a couple swings there, but yeah, this is the edge show here. Meanwhile, Moonblaze already up to Bahamut here, and is gonna carve through fairly quickly there. Is gonna Berserk that Cecil, gonna get as many swings in there as possible before that Mega Nuke comes out. I don't know who's throwing up a wall yet. I'm guessing somebody has here. Oh, no, Rosa is right now, actually. But, yeah, might just be one reflected Mega Nuke, depending on how many swings this Adamant Cecil gets here.
Yeah, let's... here comes the Blarg. Someone's gonna die, and Rosa's gonna try to... at least the right ones... at least the Mega Nuke killed Bahamut. That's great. Cecil not being the beneficiary, but probably get an egg grind maybe a little later just to get Cecil the levels he needs just to be more effective, as Blarg is Blarg. Can't do much if you don't have enough Starve health.
Meanwhile, Valvelus down, showing us some leg or elements there, and we get... I don't see a party member. Did the game bug? I did not see a party member come out of Dwarf. Not one at all.
I don't. If there's no spoon, there is no bard. I think that's the thing. So no spoon. It might, although traditionally it has been said, once you yeet the bard, the spoon comes, and so we'll see what that key item happens to be.
Well, I mean, the
It has
rescue flag
happened.
is on, so they could go back to Mysidia and get him in all seriousness, but I mean, the party turned around. There wasn't even anybody there. I'm sure he was just hiding. I have no idea, but anyway, Eddie is already on his way over to Mysidia right now.
I think at this point, Moonblaze was going to just kind of speed up. Having the Cecil with the Excal, like the Adamant being on Cecil as well, is going to speed up. Like you have two actual functioning characters. There's another Adamant armor ready to be turned in if when Kyrios feels like it. But like Kyrios has we're probably gonna have to work against that deficit, having not like checked the Moon character and definitely did not pick the Sand Ruby that Moonblaze Wolf picked up. So that's currently going to be the difference right now. That's the time being recovered and eventually going to be gained by Moonblaze.
Yeah, speaking of important party members, Kyrios goes to the item shop at Dwarf Castle there and finds Bacchus wine on sale and picks up a 25 pack of them. So yeah, that's a very important party member right there. A 25 pack of Bacchus wine, very important.
Yeah, I find myself, you have to get drunk on Bacchus wine. How else do berserkers, get all angry? I mean, it needs to be aided by drinks and merry things.
Yep, and Kyrios is going to again smash a couple eggs. The big thing here is Moonblaze Wolf is going to get that pink tail here in short order here. You know what's better than an Adamant Cecil? An Adamant Edge and an Adamant Cecil.
Yeah, I love Adamant Edge.
So yeah, we'll also find out real quick if Moonblaze Wolf did. I did see it in there if Blaze did pick up that pink tail just yet, or did turn in that rat tail. Excuse me. If not, that pink tail will absolutely drive attention over that way real fast.
Yeah, I'm probably not in a rush to get it, but I mean, if that rush does eventually happen, it's like then the power overwhelming will eventually kind of eclipse Kyrios. Just having two berserkers with adamants it just scales really well. So kind of like the timer on Kyrios to find the extra kind of burst of power, maybe a foo at a spot that wasn't checked. Like just that might be the difference. So it's kind of that the kind of essentially the Cecil check is starting to loom large.
Yeah, and it will a little more so we get the moon here. Do get a little buffering going here. Do see the Feymarch freebie is a legend sword. Again, half of an Excal, half of an objective there. But again, another thing, it may if you can find that adamant pretty quick, it does kind of limit the amount of damage that gets done just based on the fact that we already have an Excal that was found in Evelyn Castle. But again, might make Kyrios go, I wonder if there was a paladin available here anywhere.
I mean, there is at least one dupe, and we haven't found the dupe yet. So I think Kyrios is checking on the Lunar Sparkle. We know that the Queen spot is Rubicant, as we found elements at earlier. Plague is at the King spot, which is actually pretty fortunate because usually a lot of rude bosses come along here, and having Plague usually pretty threatening, but when you berserk all your berserkers and even some of your mages, that spell that countdown doesn't hurt you. It just doesn't resolve due to edges in the anchor spot. That might not actually be a good thing.
Yeah, I do know he is back road because there was a boomerang found in Cave Evelyn there, and I do. If anybody is hearing this on stream, excuse me. Oh no, yeah, that's Anchor Edge. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just a thing there. Does look like we're still hammering out some technical issues here. We'll hope to get back to you shortly. We're just going to keep talking about it here real quick. But again, we're on a little bit of a standby here. I think we might be coming back up here at the moment here. Kyrios did take that big wipe to Plague. Should be going back here after a re-anchoring here. Does look like, yeah, okay, so Blaze is moving again, so I think we should just be coming back up, and we thank you for any kind of thank you for all your patience here. We'll try to relay what we have here off the streams here as Moonblaze does go and pick up that pink tail, and I wonder how fast that will be turned in.
Well, soon. Well, it depends. It'd probably be sooner rather than later. I think the Kyrios does actually have still has the curse ring in his back pocket, which is probably the only real difference between the two. So it might, right? It shouldn't be too bad. Looks like Edge is going probably, was it full? I think it's a full moon, at least a boomerang, which will double damage as Plague is unquakeable. So projectiles, it's kind of fears the projectiles, and shouldn't be too long. Edge can pretty much solo the fight himself, practically.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Blaze also finds the bounty of Bacchus wine that was in the Dwarf Castle stores there. Perfect place for it right there. Kyrios is going for round 2, does equip the boomerang, is in a much more favorable anchoring position here, as Blaze is headed immediately up to the blue planet, or up to the overworld, saying, take me to Adamant Isle real quick because I have a delivery to make.
Yeah, I can see that. Having two adamants, or having one is trivializing seed. Having two, why not just give me all adamants? You know, this is Adamant Cup. Every character should have an adamant, right? This is not the goal of the game. Collect all the adamants, win the game. Isn't that what we're looking for here?
Something like that. Does let Palom go down. Is looking like he is at a lock here for Plague. Plague goes down. Moonblaze picks up that adamant armor here, and off of the king spot we have a party rock.
At this point, we're not. There's kind of almost no point to checking for extra loot unless you feel like the adamant isn't enough. I mean, there's plenty of decent weapons. Maybe not the best armor on the mages, but you still have. Still a pretty functional party. You might be just worth skipping it, and of course, since Rosa doesn't have exit, as she only learns it on after reaching the top of Zot. That exit door, nice use of it, because could have probably walked a bit with it. Hey, it's there, you have it, you might as well use it.
So Blaze is going to show us the Baron basement check again, double adamant now, so even easier than the first time there. Okay, double adamant and Bacchus, even better, right? Kyrios is going to go ahead and go down and poke Sheila. Doesn't have the pen. We're only going to get Sheila 1 out of here. Meanwhile, our boss is just a water hag. That was free. That could have been done before the underground dive. Might have lost a party member to doing it, but the adamant armor would have carried you through that pretty easily there.
Yeah, having it be free is a nice thing. Although probably you didn't feel too safe, but now having this being free and having two is so super safe. So, you might as well. You're humming up for to turn in the tail. You might as well complete it, as this is a required objective. So now was the appropriate time for Moonblaze. It certainly makes sense to do it now than before.
Yeah, to answer SG Grunt's question there, we have not seen the turtle. Really, the only rude boss we've seen go out is at, other than the Elk Gauntlet and Valvolus, does get a tower key, so and not really a huge issue fading it up to this point here. Again, it is an objective here, so I would guess here, again, the Baron Castle basement is required as well. I would guess, though, basement leading to Super Cannon. I would assume that Blaze is probably headed there next.
Yeah, it's I mean it's a key. It's an important key item to unlock the super cannon objective. So this is obviously this is required, and the following the key item chain is required. So this is paying off for moonblazewolf. Makes a lot of sense. You might as well do top of tower while you're doing the super cannon room. So matches up objective pretty well. Maybe get the pan or some or Luka key for the next thing. It's and hoping for more key items to unlock the rest of the objectives is kind of looks like at least the plan at the moment.
Now here's the big thing: Kyrios is gonna get up there, gonna do this with full defense, gonna find that the boss was easy, but there's gonna be a sand ruby up there. And if Kyrios goes to check that character, thinking that it might be like a Fusoya or somebody, gonna see that Dark Knight's there. Gonna still be a Dark Knight, and gonna go, huh? And does that make Kyrios go back to... doesn't have a Holy Sword, but does that make Kyrios go back to Ordeals?
That's a good question. Having not found any sort of kind of sword for Cecil, like we're not have to be like Excalibur, just like a defense light, something usable. Probably might not. It's kind of like we're in the middle of the seed where the kind of that decision isn't still kind of in flux, not finalized. And here's some vanilla Dr. Luge in his natural spot, because who doesn't love more vanilla? And there's a power shirt for Sheila 1. Not exactly the payout as, but still useful. I mean, so it's more power for that team.
It would be there, but I mean, both of them really running Palom, Rosa, and two physical people, and both physical attackers here are both rocking adamant armor right now. So you hate to see it, because Power Rope's usually a really great find, but we have the most broken armor in RPG history in adamant armor, so
it's money at this point. It's sell it, call it a day. Maybe put on Rosa. At this point, it doesn't. It's money. It's money in my book. Looks and going to Zot seems to be the play. Probably hoping for Cecil on maybe at that point. We do know Sand Ruby spot has Cecil, so that's probably the gamble here, and also and getting Rosa exit, which is kind of like the secondary thing. Not the top of anyone's list, but kind of important, because exit with not having exit when you need it, it's a moment where when you're in certain places, like say in the Lure subterranean without exit, that getting out is kind of a pain.
Yeah, now big mind you here that we still haven't seen our duplicate character yet. So it could be duplicate Cecil up here, it could be duplicate Rose up here, it could be duplicate some bard who shall remain nameless up here. That's a mom bomb there. Not really what you want to see there. Add another 1,000 HP or 10,000 HP up there. Also, Blaze finding a second Holy Sword on top of the tower there. So, if second Cecil does exist here, much like second Breakfast, Blaze will actually be quite happy about that. I would guess that Palom would be going by the wayside at that point.
If it's a second Excel, you just toss it, literally toss it, because not for money. Just toss it on any really nasty boss that you don't want to deal with at the moment. Not quite the spoon, but still a good thing to have. And it looks. Oh wait, is he confused? He looks like Karate is at the super cannon. Well, I guess he's a little confused. Well, that was taken care of, and we'll find. Hey, there's the foo that someone was looking for.
I mean, he probably gets in over either the Rosa or the Palom at this point here. Again, Rosa really good, but again, with their giant overflowing casks of Bacchus wine, not as necessary there, as Fu can do all the white mage stuff and other things. And it's a tower for old men here, as we do see both Tella and Fusoya inside the tower. So no duplicate yet. Duplicate still outstanding, and neither of our runners still yet have checked that darkness crystal.
Looks like Palom is getting the yeet. Did not see the other yeet, or was that even a yeet? Doesn't matter. Fu usually replaces someone because you need all that spell power for something. It goes somewhere. Don't know where, but that's what mops are for. Mopping up the seed. When you have all the elements and all the magic available, that's. This is starting to look like a jet seed in terms of firepower than anything. Not necessarily everything else.
Hey, meanwhile, a thing we'd like Nuke for in that D-Mist, meanwhile, the tower key, it comes out to be the spoon. Speaking of things you want to... So Tower of Darts, along with Tower of Old Men. Okay, so anyway, Blaze is headed into the Fey Marsh now. Gonna be interesting, actually. Gonna pick up that Earth Crystal from the freebie there. Again, with the party is how Blaze has it, the question is, does he decide to just sweep both bosses, as I believe Kyrios only did hit the one?
I don't remember what was the other part. I know the plague on the king spot. That's a give me. It's a yes. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. For the queen spot, you might as well. I mean, if you've already defeated the basement, the Baron basement, then you should be able to take care of whatever's on King Queen Fey Marsh spot. It's just they're about the same power level for lack of a better term.
Ooh, now that Earth Crystal was a zonk, and that's gonna be an interesting thing, given that the Legend Sword was in the freebie. Earth was on the king spot there. The big thing here is, with moonblazewolf's party, I don't have nearly as much want to actually go and hit the Tower of Zot, just because at that point I'm thinking to myself, what do I really need to enhance this? I don't need anything else in this party. My party is set. I don't need to mess with my party at all. So am I going to just say, and okay, that's Rubicant. That's a little rude there, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, never mind. Blaze is an Ice Claw.
Yeah, it'll take short work. Cecil Edge will not be worried about the counterattack fire twos. Those just don't. This adamant armor fixes elemental damage. It's just that's what that's good for. So Edge will probably just solo Rubicant because taking advantage of elemental weaknesses and for Rubicant quad damage because it's very weak. Ice Claw will increases attack bar by four times. So that is more than enough. We don't even really care who lives. And speech, because that really small sliver of HP, Rubicant has speeches, so yeah, Rubicant likes his speeches.
Yep. Our key for Kyrios after finding the water-free hag at the bottom there. Blaze past Rubicant there. Does get a bit of XP for the trouble, and the key item. Oh my! So you were saying about wanting even more adamant armors. Well, here you go. There's number 3.
Yeah, this time Rosa will live. will live towards for every other fight. Palm will probably be the anchor. We'll probably find. I think moonblazewolf will at some point find an anchor, someone to place Palom, and everyone else is already on the line. That looks like the plan for moonblazewolf. At least I'm not. I don't think moonblazewolf has picked up a cursed ring, so Palom probably the only one to be yeeted at some point. Maybe the Zot trip will be the convincing option.
I mean, Blaze goes there. I mean, again, try Zerkers with at least. Okay, is actually killing Palom off here. That was a self-targeted virus going over there onto the Palom there. Again, though, with exactly 3 adamant armors, barring exactly Wyvern at this point, do we really even need anchors anymore?
There is the moon character, so I guess that could be the easiest fix. Just whoever that character is on the moon, just hey, eat Palom. There's your fix. Call it, and then start on the journey of going to Giant and doing the LST dive. Some that seems, at least at this point, seems to be the go-to plan. Don't and right now there's no access to we know there's no access to Luca through Luca Key for the sealed cave. So I think whatever's left really is on the moon. I don't think there are any other checks left on the overworld.
There really aren't, actually. Again, Blaze still does have to pick up Sheila 1 and that power shirt, does get that Earth Crystal. The question is here, at this point, I would see Blaze actually doing Sheila 1 here, just because it's a freebie, and most time you check those. But when it really comes down to it, here's the thing. Zada's a long check for exactly one key item, and extra party members, again, you don't care about at this point. But, yeah, everything else is still just gated. So I would actually believe that after Sheila 1, Blaze might just head straight up to the moon and leave Earth Crystal on the blue planet. Again, the whole thing is here, there's not really a penalty for losing this, but I mean, it is an automatic entrance to the brackets for winning this match here. So I would say at this point, playing safe is one thing, but at this point, you kind of do need to make a play to actually go more towards winning the game. And maybe that's just a little bit of again, with how evenly matched these two are, honestly, I would say at one point, somebody does need to say, hey, I'm going to fade this. And if it is, well, then I made my bed.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you have Moonblaze has 3 adamants on the table, so you can just do the straight moon dive. You're safe. You have one objective on the moon anyways. You're doing the Mura. You might as well clear out the LST or just for the key item checks. There's just, I think it's a worthwhile gamble. I mean, winning gets you in, but not winning, you still have an opportunity to get in. So this is I think for this particular race, a gamble just to kind of do the gut feeling, just see if it pays off. You're not out of the tournament. So this is something worth doing, and it looks like Moonblaze is going to go for the moon.
Yep, which is the play. Now, to be fair, that Earth Crystal isn't entirely averted here, as Blaze could still head up to the moon, pick up Twin Harp and Luca, and say, well, okay, I'll go do Twin Harp and I'll go do Earth Crystal while I'm here. So it still could zonk him later here, but again, first to the moon, 3 adamant armors. Moon character that probably doesn't matter unless it is exactly second Cecil at this point, because I would still take him and drop the Quack Kid, throw the adamant armor on him, and let Rosa do the anchoring and not even have to anchor. But yeah,
yeah. When you have enough levels, then it doesn't matter who. At some point, it almost doesn't matter who anchors. So yeah, it certainly can be on the table. Are we going to will a 4th adamant armor into existence? That's the real question.
I mean, I feel like that's greedy. I won't say oh no, never mind. I'm like, why aren't you buying Exes? I'm like, oh yeah, then never mind. Cecil exists. Cecil is the true exit mage here.
Yeah, that's one of those things. That's kind of the secondary reason you get a Cecil. Hey, he has exit. Rosa, don't worry. I can take care of this. That's the Cecil way. That's it. I mean, I know Porum is the mage, kind of the exit mage of choice, but when you have when Cecil's still around, exit is still on the table.
Yeah, Blaze cruising right to the entrance to the LST here. Gonna take a nap here. Shouldn't need much more than just the 1 pack. I mean, the thing is, you do start with a few tents in your starting kit there, and for people that haven't shopped much, and usually especially when I've been running these flags, guilty as heck, honestly. But yeah, it's can I get down here on 1 set of MP? Yeah, probably. Kyrios does finish up there does get the reward, but more the objective out of there, as we do see our Lunar Altar, and we have found our duplicate. It is Punch Mage 2.0, probably going to the bench, though.
Yeah, so don't remember what's left, but whoever's left is behind Giant. So that's trying to put this together.
That would be Kane.
Yeah, the Betrayer on the Giant seems vanilla. I don't think that. Why is that? It's so vanilla that yeah. So yeah, that will probably come straight to the Mura Altar because hey, that's your objective, and they have 10 key items. They both runners have 10 key items, so double XP already online. Also, so and not unlikely to need to change any. So the grind is basically just surviving every boss, including just doing a giant run. Will get every character, all the levels they ever will really need.
Meanwhile, we find Antlion in his natural habitat.
Yeah, there's the Antlion likes to travel to the moon. No, there's no reason why. Maybe there's some sort of like magnetic pulse that tells the Antlion, hey, there's something you can lay your eggs here. Why not? It's the greatest place ever. So, yeah, Antlion not a huge threat. I mean, the counters will still do damage. The counter really is just double the attack power of the boss spot. Just the attack power value, and then you have some 50% randomization. But it's only one multiplier. So if you have reasonably good enough magic evasion, ideally multiple multipliers, you usually are pretty fine. The damage isn't huge, but at lower levels with lower HP, it can be a problem.
Or, if you aren't carting around 3 adamant armors.
Yeah, the solution to everything: have everyone have adamant armors. What? That's like, why have armor? You have adamant armor, and then there's not everything else.
Yeah. So that's done, and that's a pass, which you don't hate to see it. It's exactly what you want to. It's exactly what you want to see in terms of when you head back down to the blue planet. Because now I'm definitely even more convinced that I want to clean out the moon right now and never come back, because hey, now I have the pass, and now I can just don't have to take the walk of shame back in when I go back through.
Yeah, the thing, the pass usually guides people to do a full clear. Like if you didn't have the pass, you'd kind of think twice. But we know that at least parts of the moon, maybe even Cave Value, have the key items you need. So a full clear is kind of on the table anyways. It's the whether you skip a particular spot is kind of the question. Like, which spot do you think is not going to have the key item? Well, you might as well, and kind of for some runners, like the safety of in the peace of mind of just trying to clear it, not worry about it, because you don't want to be back here at all. I mean, you have adamant armors, you're fine.
So here's the big question here. Say we are runners here, and we need exactly 3 key items. We still need the Luca key, we need the pan, we need the adamant rock. So let's say we find, a Luca key and the pan in the ribbon room. Get real lucky there. How tempted are you at that point to save scum and check that pan off the moon to see if you hit that last key item?
It's a good question. Well, I mean, if you get all the loot from that way, then probably why not? You save some time if it pays off. Otherwise, you're still going to be grunt. There's to be 3 other spots. The Masa Altar, the White Spear Altar, and the Crystal Sword Altar. Which are 3 more key items on the table. So there are just but I think, although I'm more confident. Try to clear out, say, the bottom section. The White Spear Altar and the Massa Altar on top of the Ribbon Altar. So that at least that much, and then kind of gamble from there. So it's just kind of a safer numbers bet.
Well, here we are at the Crystal Sword Altar. Excal Cecil is getting the Bacchus, and I totally agree with this play. even though these viruses are going to do bad things to this adamant armor, they aren't going to do very bad things to this adamant armor because A, the fires are half damage to begin with, and B, this spot really doesn't have great magic attack here. They're going to laugh those viruses off.
Yeah, we kind of get scared of Wyvern because Blarg is Blarg, and Blarg has highest spell power, but they're just not. But kind of normally in the spot, they're not quite bright. The spot isn't that smart, so you don't fear the magic, especially with the adamant armor, increasing your spell multiplier at least 1 or 2. So that's not your magic evasion multiplier. So that's kind of what drives the decision. And hey, no Hanzo Steel. I think we had enough Hanzo Steel earlier. I think we're good.
Seeing that Blaze takes the reset there, doesn't really get that much time out of it. I might have been tempted to keep that for just the XP. Again, 120,000 roughly there. Oh, did take the spoon back. Yes, that is a good point. Did want the spoon back to toss it again. So yeah, that's a much better, hey, I wanted to reset, get my dart back.
I don't think there are too many bosses left. Maybe on the table, like maybe a Baigen. Like we've seen Demas go away. We've seen CPU at Baron Inn. I think there are not too many bosses where you just want to toss the spoon at. Like where
I can think of one immediately here, and it's not this Dark Elf, because Cecil's going to do murderous things to this Dark Elf as well. But the big thing is things I might want to spoon for. A turtle still possibly exists here, and a turtle at a certain spot that has about 65,000 hit points is still very much a possibility here.
Yeah. Since that turtle with the wave based off of the current HP, that's a lot of potential damage, and it can still and one wave can still wipe this party. I think you're thinking element spot on the giant. Yeah, that spot. That's a lot of damage to chew away. It takes a while to kind of whittle all that HP down to so that wave is very manageable.
Meanwhile, the Mute Daggers are coming back out to play over there for Asura at the Ribbon Room. Very good there. Only a Dragoon lands, so wow, the Moon coming up a few zonks here. One of these spots has to have something here, so then again, the Pan leads to more other key items, the Luca Key leads to other key items. The harp could still be necessary in case we were wondering there. And there, I'm a witch.
Yes, you're a witch. Pan and Luca Key. Yep, Pan probably unlocking more, maybe the Luca Key, but I think they'll still check. Kyrios although Kyrios I don't think went I forget who would.
I am
Crystal Sword Altar.
I'm extremely tempted right now with that Ribbon Room coming up as it is to plop a save on that save point, hit the exit button, jet over, and see if one of those 2 pan checks turns into the last key item I need, turns into the Adamant Rock.
Yeah, there aren't too many key items left. It's the only one left. So, yeah. I certainly think, at least looking into it, I think they're doing more of this just to hope it's not one of the remaining spots. It's just because it would just be a pain to have to come back here. So I think this is just more of being thorough than anything. But I understand the safe's coming, at least worth the check, worth the time.
The thing is, the devil's advocate to my own here is if you do make the thing is, if you're in moonblazewolf position right now, you only have the Masa Altar left. He did a full complete top down. Well, sorry, K value is also in the cards there. So 2 checks remaining. It's a hard one because if it doesn't pan out, well, I guess you don't have to do that on the way back down. Or worse, if you just hit the Twin Harp, which could have it. That's a hard one, but yeah, it's But anyway, we're going to head down to the Masa altar here for Blaze, as Kyrios does pick up the Dragoon Lance there. And who do we have? Got plenty of rudeness available here still. What are we going to find?
Hey, it's Blarg.
It's Blarg at the Ogo altar. And so about that curse ring that Kyrios has that Blaze doesn't.
Yeah, that right now could be the difference, right? I mean, Kyrios is gonna find out just in a.
And Blaze says, "Nope, I'm out."
Well, right now you have enough key items. Probably not looking to cave value. I mean, if you're doing LST dive, you might cave value probably not really that interesting. At least you want to just go turn in whatever you have and see if it turns out to be what you need. So, Pan, probably do. You probably have to route in first the seal cave check. Do that first before doing Pan, because Pan requires you to get back out of the underground. So, looks like I think the routing is going to be sealed cave into Scythe cave and go from there. Prove me wrong. Doing the Pan check first, because there's
Pan check first here just to see what my situation here is. If I get an adamant rock, especially just off the sylphs, well, then I just go do Luca. You're going to go turn that Pan back in anyway. It's going to happen. I mean, it's an objective, so why not? But yeah, just kind of know where you are, because at that point, then maybe you can just walk back over to the Lunar Whale, perhaps, and say, okay, I'm ready for the Giant now.
Oh, we can just do the part of the Pan here first, then go to Sealed Cave, because that also routes in well. Like, when you're done with Sealed Cave, then you just route back out to complete the Pan check, and that's just the sword that Cecil doesn't really need, because we already have the Excalibur. So yeah, that's not so. Probably going to Sealed Cave next, or returning it in immediately.
Meanwhile, Blarg 2 Runner 0, as Kyrios is going back in for round 2, is flipping all the way down to Wyvern Standard Time there on the so yeah, should get another Veil or two off there. I'm assuming Fu has a curse ring. I wasn't watching that closely there, so I'm gonna assume Fu is cursed there.
Yeah, probably didn't need to curse Fu, because you had power overwhelming. But then when you meet Blarg, you are reminded you have to be on Wyvern Standard Time, which is battle speed 6. Pretty much going the slowest that the game allows you to, because looks like Hanzo's Steel, not the item moonblazewolf was looking for, although I guess that makes Edge slightly more strong. It's just words. They can be difficult.
So here's the bad thing for Blaze. Blaze is very likely going to go check that Luca key right now. So here's the bad thing. Let's say Luca turns into Twin Harp. Let's say Twin Harp turns into Magma, and that this Wyvern turns out to be exactly the Adamant Rock. Blaze is in a huge amount of trouble there, despite being ahead a few checks here. Or again, the one thing that both of our runners have faded so far, cave value could still have value here.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure that out soon. They should be able to complete both of their key item checks when they're done with their and we'll know where the last piece is, one way or the other. Meanwhile, coming in with a little bit more preparation, this Wyvern fight going so much better this time for Kyrios here. Does have Edge just berserking away for high 3000s a hit. That's before the first wall too. Yeah, that's this fight is much more in hand here. Surprise is not resurrecting Fu just for the extra nuke target, honestly. I'm just seeing the Yang in the back row and feeling bad, because Yang can't really be back row glitched too easily. And also basically halving Yang's effectiveness, but doesn't matter, because still wins the fight. Not too bad. We'll see what it's vanilla result. Yeah, so
we
know
Not the worst thing in the world for Kyrios, because that wyvern is going to be haunting Moonblaze's head here. So Kyrios to really kind of be more in this still really wants Cave Value to be live here, because I would assume Kyrios, once I believe he still has a Crystal Sword Altar still to do here, is going to the Crystal Sword Altar, wants that Adamant Rock, and that's a twin.
This seed has jokes.
This seed has lots of jokes. Blaze still has no idea if this play is live yet or not.
But it'd be something to do for Kyrios to probably maybe just immediately check K value before leaving the moon. That might be the thing to do. Just it's either behind Twin Harp or it's not. So
I mean, if Cave Value does have the Adamant Rock, the thing is, as said in chat, Blaze is likely going to do the Twin Harp, find the Magma Key, because that's the only thing it could be at that point, then probably go check that Earth Crystal that he left there. So, again, this check might just be the seed here between Kyrios and Blaze here. Is this an Adamant Rock? Is this a Magma Key? Because that's really about the only two things it could be here. Well, I mean, as
Magma
Key
Key.
Value,
Magma Key could be at K value. It's just so it's one or the other. It cannot be both.
We know it's here already. Just Blaze has already been here. It was a zonk, so.
Well, I mean, Golbez is Sealed Cave is required. So either way, this has to be done. So yeah. Although looking at over the fight with Kyrios, I think it's interesting going not just. I mean, I guess he's going full berserk. I mean, not fearing the spell power, but not having Rosa up. You kind of want Rosa to gain the levels. Not so much Fu. Fu doesn't really need levels. He just, he does his thing. Doesn't really need levels. We're past the point where bosses are necessary, and Kyrios is, I guess, keeping the XP at this spot, but realizing there isn't much left on the moon other than K value, and then just doing the rest of the objectives that are on the table.
Blaze out of the sea, or on the way out of the sealed cave here. Kyrios, I believe, actually still does have. No, I guess did hit the top there. Is flying away. Does hit the normal flight console. Is headed over to Cave Bahamut here. As Blaze is probably headed out there and probably going to. Kyrios did never actually hit that Ruby of the Sora. So many landmines out there.
That's right. He only just did the other one, the other spot. The plague at the king spot, which was that was easy enough. It's kind of free. It's not always free, but in that spot, it's practically free. So, this is. So we'll find out who essentially has the lead based on what Kyrios finds at this spot. It is the Holy Squid that Kyrios is taking on.
But you know what that means is, still barring what we find here in Cave Magnus, that turtle is still out there. That turtle is totally still out there. Who wants to see... I mean, I've been calling a few things. Who wants to see Kanyatso and Elements?
I mean, it'll be a big splash. Either way. So taking on the Octomam, not a huge threat. Rosa might take a nap. It doesn't matter. Yang has Thunderclaw because Thunderclaw, great for a lot of things, especially shocking squids.
Wow. Fu walks into the front row only to be greeted with a 3,000 hit point tentacle slap there. You hate to see it.
Yep. And music's about to come up. Because I know everyone loves classic Twin Harp, but how about more harp music?
How
Xeno.
how about Shredward?
Yes.
Oh my! Meanwhile, right before the music starts, that's a magma key.
Well, we know
so
what this is.
we know what this is now. Music required.
So, enjoy the music.
Okay, apparently that was Okami. I've never played actually. Should one of these days here.
I don't know what was played, but it was beautiful. So that, and yes, confirmation. Moonblazewolf knows he's in go mode. So probably we'll see which order gets turn in the forge or just immediately do giant. Either way, well, Kyrios is finding out. Hey, nope rope, literally in the spot that we thought King Nazo might be on, but no, it's the other one that with the water.
I mean, that's semi-rude, but given a racer's relative power at this spot, it shouldn't be much more than a speed bump here.
Yeah, you just berserkers and let them do work. Casting magic just invokes a counter, which is HP based damage. Not the most threatening, just annoying, kind of a nuisance, kind of being a nuisance as Ogo is. And
Meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just to be clear, the blaze is an ice elemental attack. It looks like fire, but it's actually cold.
Meanwhile, we heard you like Excaliburs. Here's the third one of the seed here. And doesn't even check the shop. And to be fair, don't even blame him because, again, what's Coco? Does Coco make adamant armors? I didn't think so.
It can't. Coco can, but that doesn't happen. But it has happened before. I mean, you have 3 Excals to go with your 3 adamants. I mean, matching set. And looks like Moon doing what he needs to do. Just go do the giant, and shouldn't be too long for Kyrios. Looks up. There's the shake. Almost should be ready to do whatever's at the CPU spot. Could be King Nazo though, but there shouldn't be too many more bosses on the table left.
No, very few. I mean, there are a few out there. Like this could have been. Actually, that was the last available moon boss there. Odin hasn't been found, I believe. That'd be interesting to find at the Super Cannon or the core there.
But usually solvable. I mean, I believe Kyrios has a Thunderclaw, so that should punch Odin into oblivion. Or that spot does have a extreme amount of spell power, so not doing enough DPS can be a wipe, but I don't think that's an issue.
Both of this actually this has we were 1 away, chat. We were 1 away. Here's our turtle.
Shouldn't this giant be kind of waterlogged? I mean, you have Ogo at the element spot and Kanazo at the CPU spot. Shouldn't this whole giant be waterlogged. I mean,
So apparently the Lunarians did some waterproofing while we weren't looking here. As that definitely I mean, look at all the spinning gears on the other thing. I mean, it's obviously there were some anti-rust measures taken here.
yep, Lunarian technology. That's the entire. That's built on Lunarian technology. It's all them. Should be too long as shell phase, although increases defense, but doesn't really hold off anyone. That's more than enough, and we're gonna get a confirmation of the betrayer as the the last spot.
Kane walks up to the party and says, "Hey guys, what I missed? The entire seed. That's what you missed. By the way, no Avengers. Bye."
But does Cecil really need an Avenger when you have Excal? I mean, it's nice. It's nice accessory. Not required.
I mean, does he really need Avengers when you have wine?
Just drink your way to being angry. That's a thing. So, look. Although right now, curious. Outside of probably likely to avoid the the Queen spot in Feymarch, because doing the objectives probably realizing that is at least for now would be the way to go. It would be like it'd be a kind of a waste trying to check that. I mean, it still might be done, but it's one of those you might as well do your objectives trying to catch up, because you're realizing there are not too many other places left, and so it makes sense for Kyrios to just finish doing Seal Cave and do the Pan follow up, just to hope that it leads him to the Adamant.
Yeah, again, you're gonna hate to see that Twin Heart, but then it'll kind of dawn there. Again, Blaze being up, not having to do that Earth Crystal check is really big, and the big thing is Blaze is actually going to, I guess after Edge takes this turn here, even after an immediate gathering the water there, the good thing is Blaze is going to have exactly 2 Bacchus wine left, so, or maybe not, because this is going to be manual Berserk, but plenty for the Z fight here.
I mean, Rosa is a free Bacchus wine creator. I mean, it's healing and Berserk. That's kind of all you really need towards the end of the game. So
maybe some slows. You'll probably in the bracket flags. You'll probably see some more whites being tossed out as Aromas there, but
yeah, right. But for now, you have 2 Zerkers, two best Zerkers online, and there's pretty much the game plays itself at this point. You don't really have to worry about it. You could probably Berserk Rosa and call it a day if you didn't really need to worry about. 3 Adamants. You probably can get away with it.
Yeah. Enjoy it while you can, runners, because bracket flags does turn the loot down. Adamant armor still exists, but the loot does go down a little significantly here. So no Cecils, no Fusoyas, no things like that. But these seeds have definitely kind of just turned into, hey, do you like real ultimate power? Of course you do. Here, have it.
I mean, the best you can do is sell Cecil bound equipment for cash. I mean, unless you weren't darted, you can. It's free cash flow at that point. That's if you even get as lucky with the crystal swords. But, all the adamants will still be used for what they are. And hey, swag whale landing.
Hey, look, our ship is as large as your castle.
The funky one is when you see the Falcon kind of land and you see the drill into the town. It's kind of a interesting sight.
But anyway, here we go. We've got a pass. Even as Golbez goes down here, Moonblaze taking the trip. We see carpet. There's some white squiggly letters on them. I think it's time. Is it time?
I mean, I remember. I'm feeling this yawns coming on. Is that what they're trying to tell me, that I've been feeling tired? Is this seat going on too long? No.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it's only an hour 35, but we are lining up to Zeromus, who, just based because of who he is, how he is here, we've really, got the can't throw him in the normal randomizer. He's still our final boss. He will always be our final boss. But we did go ahead and throw over 500 randomized sprites for him in there. So the question is, as usual, is Butt having lunch right now? Oh, wait, that's not it. Whose butt are we going to kick today?
With side questions, how is Butt? How many Butt? How is Butt? Questions that need to be answered. And we'll see who our sprite of the day happens to be for this seed. Shy Guy.
This is Paper Mario, right?
Well, more like, I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, Shy Guy first came from SMB2, or actually, more technically, was a different game that originally came from. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yes, that is still. It's cute. I mean, who could maracas? It's too cute. We have to kill this cute. Or do we? I don't know.
Look, we just throw the costume, back in the back to be worn again. Look, no Zeromuses were harmed in the making of these seeds, we think.
Yeah, Nerd Big Bang. Palom's still standing. Doesn't really matter if Palom exists in the seed, it's fine. Palom lives. Berserkers will go to work. Rosa will do her thing. Plenty of damage. Kyrios, I think, has to do music, which is still quite a couple minutes away.
Yeah, I mean, considering, did check Zod, did do the Wyvern there, you can actually pretty much just see you can pretty much see if all the checks were still followed as each other, we would have some, I would guess they'd be pretty close to an actual tie here. So, again, Kyrios just had a little bit of extra that Rando worked out for Blaze. Had it been anywhere on the moon, we would have been talking an extremely different game, so it's kind of just how the key items fell out today.
Yeah, so, Rando is Rando, so, sometimes if you do a check at a certain time, it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and the time it takes for a certain check, all checks take time, so hoping that time saves time instead of eats time, and doesn't always can work out and doesn't always work out, and looks like full damage Big Bang, still not concerned because everyone that's standing has adamants, and it's done, it's over.
And ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs out for moonblazewolf, who does win this particular tiebreaker and does move into the winner spot for the Ninja Shirt group. So get your congratulations out for there. Again, just to reiterate, Kyrios is not eliminated. Kyrios will be facing off against the winner of Sided Marshall and Arusta, which will be, I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, will be played at 8 Eastern tonight. So we will know Kyrios's opponent for the runner-up position and another way into the brackets there. So again, get your GGs out here, and we'll see if we can actually grab a Blaze into for an interview here.
Yeah, GG's. The moonblazewolf. Yeah, it's not the end for Kyrios. Just still a win away. It's an opportunity to get in on the tournament.
And with that being, we are joined by moonblazewolf. GG.
Hey, thanks. How's it going, Night 2? Hey, Deathlike.
It's going pretty well here. So the first question I have to ask is, how relieved are you that blarg on the moon had absolutely nothing?
I may have noped out of that a little bit too quickly for the chain of events that could have potentially followed, but I didn't have a curse string. I kind of didn't want to deal with it with 3 easy checks that all could have turned into the Adamant once I got back on Earth, plus I hadn't even done Zot yet, so it seemed like a reasonable gamble to take. And yeah, thankfully it didn't come back to blarg me.
Yeah, we did actually find there was a curse ring in the seed. It was back when you liberated Baron, the 3 chests behind the switch on the wall. One of those did have a curse ring. Kyrios did find that, did take out that blarg, did find just a vanilla Masamune behind it. Kind of unfortunate there. But really, I mean, you two were, I mean, as we do see Kyrios just finishing up the twin harp to pick up the other half of that forge. Again, it's in terms of checks just not made and passed, I do feel like that's kind of, between the Wyvern, the Cave Valley that really had nothing. That, I mean, it was an extremely even match, and I guess the big thing is that you did find that Sand Ruby a bit earlier. You found that Cecil, you had that Excal, you both had, oh no, actually he only has 2. He did fade Rubicon back in the land of for that 3rd adamant armor. But yeah, those were the real differences. Did find Fu on that Earth Crystal. I'm assuming you kind of gathered that since you saw everything else there. But yeah, that's 33 chests. Yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, it's an extremely well-run race either way there. How you feeling going into brackets?
I'm feeling really good going into the brackets. And Kyrios, shoutouts to him, just a fantastic runner. We got 2 amazing races in during this phase of the bracket, and I would put him up against most of the high mid-tier players, and maybe even able to pull off an upset against somebody really good in the brackets as well if he makes it. And I think part of how I played this seed was just sort of, I did feel like I was playing with house money a little bit just because we had 2 cracks at it to get into the brackets, and I didn't really care if I was the winner or the play-in winner. I just wanted to get in, so it felt pretty comfortable to make that gamble. I gambled a couple times in this seed. Just my routing at the beginning was pretty unconventional even for my standards, and yeah, it was nice to pick up that Cecil. It was nice to find an Adamant and an Excal in Castle Eblin. Finding stray Adamants and finding Cecil for me in this group phase has been very difficult. He has regularly been hiding in the Giant for my seeds, so being able to get him early with all the power and then just to kind of have 2 more Adamants fall into my lap over the rest of the seed was pretty amazing. So
Yep, so I will again congratulate you. You will join the upper right part of the bracket if I'm looking at it right. To join Luff, Couch23, and Rybon up in the upper right bracket there.
Good company.
Deathlike, did you have any other questions you want to ask here?
I mean, the only question I had was you had, like, basically when you had the Sand Ruby, you had the choice between checking Darkness Crystal character on the Crystal Altar, Sand Ruby, and then the Eblin Cave character check. What made you decide to do Sand Ruby of those 3?
I hadn't been to the shop yet, and I was still looking for tents and cabins, so it didn't bother me to go do a Kaipo run. And yeah, just to find Cecil there was really nice. I was going to check the Moon character if he wasn't there, but it was pretty much just me trying to efficiently route that. And I knew I was going to go back to Castle Eblin before I went under to the Hook route. I didn't have exit at that point, so I didn't really want to rush the Hook character with a pretty good party already. So I was just trying to be efficient about it mainly. But yeah, finding Cecil first really just kind of made everything a lot easier.
Yeah, certainly. Probably it's like, where is Cecil? That was the question being thrown up for a bit early in the seed.
Yeah, and I would have been happy to find Fu as well, but once I kind of got going, it was nice to be able to fade Zot for once. I feel compelled to do that check in this format usually, and by the time I had the Earth Crystal, I also had a perfectly viable endgame party and 3 adamant armors, so it just didn't really seem like it mattered all that much.
All right. Well, I mean, I think we covered most of it there, but do we have any other thoughts on the seed? Thoughts going over to brackets here? Just anything in general, even just unfarewell to group flags, perhaps?
Yeah, I love this format. I really think the actual group format was really fun. Everybody got to play a bunch of matches against a bunch of different people, some better than them, some maybe beginner. Just it was really nice to kind of put everybody into the shuffle and see how that came out. I feel like that was a really big success. I feel like this flag set is really, for me, breathed a lot of new life into my passion for this game, and it's been fun to play. Brackets are also going to be fun. It's a little different. There's a lot of skills that you didn't really need to incorporate into this format because you always had some degree of power overwhelming. That is not going to be the case in the brackets, so that should be a lot of fun too. And I'm glad I have a little bit more time to practice now than I would otherwise. So, but yeah, I just really hope everybody has enjoyed the format. I'm looking forward to the brackets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look out, Blitz Whip. We're gonna Ninja Shirt is coming for you. We're gonna put both of our Ninja Shirt folks through to the round of 16. I'm gonna call it right now. So, and thank you everybody for coming out and doing this matinee restream. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to both of you for commentating. Thank you Alchemy for restreaming. You are amazing, and thank you Dishmu for doing the tracking today.
Fresh rivals, I love it. Yeah, Blitzwhip, you're on notice, and just about everybody else. Oh, I'm gonna love brackets, honestly, here. I'll wait for my own to do that, but yeah, we see Kyrios in the Z fight right now, and is again with this power overwhelming here, is probably going to be making extremely short work of this Aromas here. Yang has 5,200 hit points. What else do you need to know right now?
Yeah, who can say no to automated Yang? Just have you when the more HP, the more damage being pushed out. That's the way you want to look at Yang. I mean, not having a Cecil, Yang makes the most sense. I mean, Edge probably taking care of the damage, and so Yang didn't have to be the focus and could gain levels at as long as he's upright. Yeah, those levels will usually pay off pretty well on a Z fight. Doesn't and can't really get instant gratification with weapons on Yang. You just have to gain the levels, and especially with the required giant, all the XP, pretty healthy. Yep. Looks like just leaving. Oh shit, this is a shake. They're leaving Edge and Yang to their own devices. Doesn't seem not probably giving the occasion. Oh, here's rocks. Someone might fall. Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe, but
it's fine.
Again, even had it been a full power Big Bang, Yang would have been like, "Well, you couldn't have possibly actually killed me with that." Fu, unfortunately, dealing a nuke to himself, but I mean, even that, Berserker's gonna berserk.
And there's the shake.
Down goes Shimus. GG to Kyrios, and let's see if we can get him into an interview here as well.
I mean, the only real difference is actually taking a look at the Sand Ruby character. I mean, of all things, it's. I don't think too much of the routing is different from either of them. There's still different choices, but it's like the only major difference that I can see in the seed string from everything that happened.
Okay, we have apparently had a declined interview here, so I believe here. Give me just a moment. Okay. Yep. Okay, so real quick, while we are possibly looking for other restream targets here, I will do kind of just want to go out and shout out that we did have a matinee here. We are going to be going a little ways to get to some of our other matches here. However, we do have a quite full night here of matches here. We do have the other part of the Ninja Shirt tiebreaker on Free Enterprise here at 8 p.m. Eastern. All these times are Eastern. We do have a Spear play-in game here, which will be for the runner-up between Alicel and Fly Eagles Fly 72 at 8 p.m. Also, we do have the Karate Gi play-on between a Stone Gingley and Gale Swift, 9 p.m. Eastern with Defense Sword tiebreaker. With Bardic Panda, Nitsi, and Zeke Highwind, 9 p.m. Also an Artemis Bow tiebreaker between John Burkhead and Mechalink. The two 9 p.m.s will be on RPG Limit Break and Free Enterprise 2. And at 11 p.m. we have the Ogre Axe play in Martin Broadcloak versus Zilch here on Free Enterprise. So, again, we're just really kind of let it cut here, I believe, unless we do have a restream target. Do we have a restream target? Okay.
I think just waiting for that. That's okay. It's
no problem. We can talk a little bit longer here. I mean, again, lots of great matches here. Again, all starting at about 8 p.m. Eastern. And actually, we are going to raid a new runner here by the name of Ryun. Again, just a big quick shout out to our restream team here between. Excuse me, I can't talk today, I swear. Between Dishmu here on the tracking and Alchemy here on the restream. Again, please no spoilers. And again, just if you could just give another warm welcome to the community, and always good to see more Free Enterprise runners. And we will see everybody again later tonight.
Yeah, see you all next seed. And again, don't spoil this. Don't spoil this race. To just let people watch it when they get the chance.